Welcome back to Dwayne and Nidia's Food Travel and Fun channel here on YouTube. And today it's going to be more about the food, and I'm in the kitchen. And you know, it's starting to get a little bit later in the year now. We're just about entering November in a couple more days. So I'm thinking, what about something really easy? Almost set it and forget it, something in the crock pot, for example. And also something that won't take up a lot of time, but will still be tasty. And a great meal, especially during the weekday. So I'm going to be making, well, it's a, I'm actually not sure what it's called. I've seen variations on a recipe like this before, but this is one that I put together years ago, and I still do every so often. And it's really a chicken that you make in the crock pot using just a handful of ingredients. So today I'm going to be making chicken thighs in the crock pot. Dwayne and I, we love our chicken thighs. We find it much more juicy and much more moist, but you can certainly use chicken breast, and we have made it with chicken breast on occasion. But for today, we're going to focus on using chicken thighs. And we're going to use chicken thighs in the crock pot, and we're going to cook it in the crock pot with condensed cream of chicken soup, a packet of Good Seasonings Italian dressing, the dry mix, 1 bar of cream cheese, a medium yellow onion that has been rough chopped, and about a tablespoon or so of some minced garlic. So that's it for the ingredients. More likely than not, I will add a little bit of pepper and season it at the end, do a final tasting, see if it needs a little more salt or a little more pepper. This certainly has salt in it. These condensed soups have salt in it. So you want to make sure you kind of let everything cook up and then do that final tasting at the very end. Now, I'm going to put these chicken thighs in here whole across the bottom of my crock pot. Some people I've seen, when it's all said and done and all cooked up, they actually cut the chicken. If they're using a breast in particular, they might cut it into chunks. And this chicken with this delicious sauce, very creamy sauce, is actually best served over either rice, pasta, or I know some people that have put it over mashed potatoes, for example. So you can really serve up this meal on a bed of starch of your choice and with a side of vegetables or a salad. So today, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this in the crock pot, and we'll probably make some either angel hair or egg noodles. I'll see which one I feel like making later. And this will be dinner for us. So let's get started. Okay, so first things first. I have my fairly large size crock pot here. You can see the inside of the crock pot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these chicken thighs, and I will have to get a knife to open the package. Here we go. Have the utensils I need now. All right, so I'm going to open these very juicy thighs. And I'm going to put these thighs across the bottom of my crock pot. So 6 in total. They will shrink up or shred up. But yes, I have 6 of these delicious boneless thighs. You can do this with the thighs with the bone in as well. So you can pretty much do this any way you like, even drumsticks. I probably think, as I toss this and think out loud, this might be a good recipe for pork as well, pork loin perhaps, but you might have to be a little bit more careful about the amount of time that you let it cook. Now, my chicken thighs have been defrosted, so I will have to adjust the amount of time that I'm going to try and cook this on low. A lot of people like to put their food into the crock pot while it's still frozen. For some reason, I don't know. I just haven't gotten to that point yet, I guess. So next thing I'm going to do is open up my, I believe it's an, yes, 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And of course, you can use any brands you would like for either your chicken, cream of chicken soup. You can use any type of Italian seasoning, any type of cream cheese, whatever you like. I'm going to open this bar, and I'm just going to dump it right in there. Now, if you are of the mind that you might want to make your sauce in a saucepan ahead of time, you can do that. You can take this cream cheese, soften it, and you can mix this with the soup and with the Italian seasonings in a saucepan, and then pour it over the chicken. I have done it both ways, and I haven't found a difference. So if you want to do it that way, feel free. There's really not a lot you can do wrong when you're using the Crockpot. And the Crockpot is so wonderful, especially when the weather gets colder and you want to spend more time inside, but not necessarily, slaving over the stove. I'm going to open my condensed cream of chicken soup, and I'm going to put this right over the chicken. I am using two 10.5-ounce cans. You can also use the heart healthy version if you would like to cut down on the amount of sodium. Like I said, I do not add salt to, things like this when I'm using products that are obviously processed and have already a large degree of salt and sodium in them. So always good to taste it at the end once these things have a chance to cook in. So there is my 2 cans, and it's very thick, so it might take a little while for you to put that in there. Next up, my rough chopped onion. And now I'm going to put in a little bit, but I will estimate, and this is in water, about a tablespoon of minced garlic. You guys know me, I prefer getting my garlic already minced. You can certainly use fresh garlic. In that case, I would probably do 3 cloves or so. Make sure I get all of the onion. And last, my package of Good Seasons Italian dressing. This really has a very flavorful, herbaceous. It does change the flavor profile. I've used it in other dishes. It really does. As opposed to something like the, the French onion soup mix and things like that I've used in other recipes. This is completely different. I'm going to sprinkle that over everything. Give you guys a good look at what's going on in this. There's actually quite a bit of seasoning. And again, another reason why you do not want to add any salt before you taste this. I almost always need pepper. That's it. Chicken on the bottom, cream cheese bar on top, onions, and this is ready to be plugged in. Now, if you have a crock pot like I do, you know that it's off position here, and then it goes to high, then it goes to low, and then the last one is warm. You certainly want to set this to, if you want to do it in high, I would say it's about 2 or 3 hours. If you want to do it on low, it would probably be anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. I'm going to set it on low and expect this to take 3 to 4 hours. I'm going to plug it in on my back wall here. All right, I'll show you that crock pot and what it looks like as I get ready to turn it on, but also when I check on it over the next few hours. All righty, there's my crock pot. I'm going to set it to low. Oh, that's high, low. Here's the contents. And again, crock pot's there. I'm going to give this a couple of hours, and right before I serve it is when I will make some pasta. I think pasta is going to do real well with this dish, and definitely taste it because this is what we're going to eat for dinner tonight. Doesn't have a name. I guess it's just going to be called Delicious Crockpot Chicken. Okay, so this is future editing media, and for some reason the audio disappeared from the rest of the video clips that kind of make up the rest of this recipe video. So here's what it looks like when it starts to cook up in the hot pot. I did add a few things that I didn't plan on adding as it was cooking. I realized, gosh, I have mushrooms in the fridge. I really should use those. And I put the mushrooms in there. And you can see the mushrooms here. And here I am stirring it. It took a while in the crock pot. I would say I started off with it on low, and I think you saw me set it on low, but it seemed to be taking a long time to get started. So I did move it to high for a few hours, and here I am checking it again. Everything's looking good. Nothing is sticking. But once in a while, you do want to check on that, hot, on that crock pot, especially if you have it on high. Things can stick sometimes, and things do stick sometimes. And this is just another test. You can see the chicken is cooking nicely. The sauce is very creamy and very rich. The house actually smelled amazing while this was cooking in the crock pot. And you can see I'm stirring it up. I'm really checking to see how everything is breaking down, in particular the onions. And you can see it is looking nice. Sometimes people don't like cooking with the crock pot because they don't feel they can see the golden colors that you get when you sear your meats or sear your chicken. But you can do that very, very easily by searing your chicken ahead of time and then just putting it into the crock pot later. Now, here I am, and this is just about ready to go. I'm going to leave it so that it can continue to stay warm until it's time to serve, but I did decide to pair it with pasta. I was thinking mashed potatoes, but then I thought, I haven't had pasta in a while, and I decided to go with the Celentani, which is basically it's like a macaroni, but it's a little bit longer, and it does have grooves on the outside, and those grooves help the sauce stick to the pasta. And here's what I'm doing. I'm actually just going to take that chicken, which is pretty hot at this point, completely finished, completely done, cooked down. The onions were soft, and I did put it over the pasta. And you can certainly choose any shape of pasta that you like. There you go. It's finished. Topped it with a little bit of parsley. And that's just the finished product. And like I said, I really enjoyed this. It was really good. You can see the chicken here. Look how it just falls apart. No resistance at all to that fork. And again, I think some of that might be because I actually used, chicken that, would be moist and juicy, but I also didn't overcook it, and I kept checking on it, so it's really good. And you can opt, like I said, for either breasts or thighs, as long as, you have a preference. It'll be fine. It was really, really good. Very hot coming right out of the crock pot. So again, thank you so much for joining me with this video today. I do apologize for the sound disappearing. That's why I'm doing this voiceover, to kind of just finish the video off. But give this recipe a try. I think you will be very, very surprised at how good it is. Dwayne loved it. My mother loved it. I enjoyed it. We obviously had enough to freeze and to share and maybe have a little bit later, but it was very, very good. And I just want to make sure to thank everyone, all of our wonderful viewers. And if you do like this video, and if you like our content overall, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And thank you all so much for watching our channel and for all the support you give us every day. And that's what it looks like on the plate.